You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Sunday the 13th of July, 2025. It is 23 days after the summer solstice. It is 71 days before the fall equinox. By the Hebrew calendar, today is the 17th of Tammuz. It marks the beginning of the observance of the 3 weeks, a period of mourning for the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem by the Romans in the year 69. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 25th day of Messidor, the day of the Pintade, the guinea fowl. The sun rises today at 5:36 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1:02 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:27 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 8:59 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 9:40 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute, 16 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 91% full at midday. The third quarter will arrive on Thursday, the 17th of July. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the middle of the night, high tide, 12:31 a.m., 1 meter 68. In the morning, low tide, 6:45 a.m., -3 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 1:07 p.m., 1 meter 49. In the evening, low tide, 6:59 p.m., 18 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, looking at the lawns in our parks, and perhaps in our own backyards, it's interesting to think of the other plants that like to share space with grass. Clover, plantain, and dandelions are common companions to the grass. Clover is, in fact, a delightful ground cover, and can be mown short, just like the grass, and bounce back just fine. Plantains, with their broad leaves and tall seed spikes, punctuate a lawn, and dandelions provide beautiful yellow flowers. How sad it is when this confraternity of plants is seen as a flawed lawn, and the idea that some people douse their yards with chemicals to maintain a grass monoculture is shocking, isn't it? Commemorations. A shameful anniversary. On this day in 1863, the New York City draft riots began. It was the middle of the Civil War, and conscription had been instituted by Lincoln's administration. In response, mobs of Irish Americans began a protest which spiraled into violence. Quickly, the anti-draft riots devolved into a full-fledged race riot, as the Irish turned their fury on abolitionists and on the black residents of the city. The rioting lasted for 3 days and has been characterized as the worst urban violence in our nation's history. One result of the riots was that many black New Yorkers up and left, opting to move to safer neighborhoods in Brooklyn, which was then, of course, an independent city. On this day in 1865, P.T. Barnum's American Museum burned down. Located on Broadway and Ann Street across from City Hall in Manhattan, the museum was a wild mix of attractions. There were educational displays of fossils, dioramas of famous events, wax figures of famous people, a menagerie, including a water tank with whales, and a freak show. When the fire broke out at noon, panicked visitors ran for the exits. Lions and pythons from the menagerie also escaped from their enclosures, running out into the street, or in the case of the pythons, slithering. The whales boiled in their tanks. Miraculously, no human lives were lost. On this day in 1930, the very first FIFA World Cup began in Montevideo, Uruguay. 13 teams participated. Uruguay would emerge as that year's victor, defeating Argentina in the final match 4-2. Today is the anniversary of the 1977 New York City blackout. Triggered by lightning strikes that shut down parts of the grid, the situation cascaded. By 9:37 p.m., the entire Con Edison power system shut down, and for almost 24 hours the city was without electricity. Looting began almost immediately and continued through the night. The blackout of '77 remains a symbol of New York's desperate situation in the 1970s. And that is the Observatory, Sunday the 13th of July, 2025.